got. That's the only part of the song you know.
Isn't that Careless Whisper?
Question.
I don't remember what it's called.
That's not Kenny G.
Oh, it's not, is it?
Also, don't think that was Careless Whisper. What's up, Fackers? We are back with our Fantasy and Chill 101, counting down the top 101 fantasy football players for your 2020 fantasy football season. Number 21 on the countdown is wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, Kenny Golladay.
Hit it, Britt.
What?
You're supposed to do that.
He was going to do your Kenny G.
Oh, okay.
He is our...
It was George Michael.
Yeah.
So that was my fault on that one.
Kenny Golladay is our 8th ranked wide receiver. Last year he finished as wide receiver number 5. He had 65 catches for 1,190 yards and 11 touchdowns on 116 targets. He scored 228.5 fantasy points, an average of 14.3 points per game. Okay, so big thing that stood out for Kenny G last year, he led the NFL with 11 touchdown receptions. Big touchdown year for Kenny G.
The biggest.
He obviously was top 10 in end zone targets with those touchdowns, but he was also top 10 in yards per target and yards per reception. So big year last year. And that was only with Matthew Stafford playing half the season with him. The rest of the season he played with Duck Hodges, or not Duck Hodges, that's the Steelers.
No.
Jeff
David
Driscoll.
Blow?
It was
Jeff Driscoll and
Blau,
yeah.
Wow, yeah, some dipshit.
So yeah, if he did all of that with only half a year of Stafford, you got to think that if Stafford plays the whole year, he'll be even better because he only caught 65 passes. He was just obviously very efficient with them. Britt, take it away. This is Britt's boy, by the way. Britt's big Lions guy. So
right. See y'all later.
Yeah,
Britt,
he is my boy, and in most drafts I get him also because look, he's going. I mean, I get Marvin Jones is there. That's his only real competition, and Marvin Jones is good, but Stafford's going to be healthy this year. I mean, hopefully, cross our fingers. But Stafford's been pretty consistent. He did only play 8 games last year. They held him out. He said he could have played, but it was just precaution. He's going to be a monster. Yeah, Detroit does suck. He will be a top 5 wide receiver. I mean, he's gonna go up in targets. He should have over 130 targets if Stafford plays the whole season.
God, so
I mean, the only reason his targets went down was because you had Jeff Driscoll and the old boy throwing him the ball.
Okay, so
I made them.
That's Amari Cooper and Kenny Golladay so far in your top 5.
Top 5, yep.
Okay, so answer this. Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill, Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins. Which ones of those aren't finishing top 5?
Probably, in my honest opinion, Tyreek Hill will probably finish 6 through 10, and then Hopkins, I can see him finishing there also. I see Thomas being the number 1, undisputed. I see Devontae Adams having a bounce back year, and then Julio Jones, and then I think Amari and Golladay round out that top 5.
Dang.
Okay, I can respect it. Yeah, I mean,
I see Godwin and Evans taking a kind of a step back. That's my dilemma this year. Like, obviously, I'm taking Adams, Jones, Tyreek. Hopkins is a little iffy, but I'm still going to do it just because he's a monster. He's got great hands. And then Michael Thomas, like those are the wide receivers I'm taking ahead of Golladay. But then when you get to the Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, I mean, those guys, they're on Tampa Bay. I get it. Brady's there. But as a Godwin owner, too, like he was a monster for me last year. I don't see the upside
Godwin
there for
owner.
both of them. Huh?
I just had to point out you're a Godwin owner. Go ahead.
Well, no. But I'm saying I traded for Golladay last year, and I traded Juju, which was my second round pick. It's because obviously Big Ben went down, but Golladay is. I mean, he's what 6'4", 215. He's prototypical number 1. He has that upside. He showed you last year he can get double-digit touchdowns. Like, if Stafford plays the whole season, through his first 8 games, he had over 300-yard games and two touchdown games. I mean, he was on – I mean, he's still what was it, versus Chicago? I think that was on Thanksgiving when I sat him because I will bring that up. I sat Kenny Golladay and played Brandon Cooks because I'm a fucking idiot.
Yes.
And I will never do that again. It was a playoff matchup. I still beat. No, it wasn't. It was not a playoff. No, it was.
It was the first week of playoffs, I think.
It was, yes. I still ended up beating Matt because his team sucks. But with that being said, look and see, like, I'm kind of all in on the Lions offense. I think their offense is going to be a lot better this year, especially if Stafford plays. They were clicking last year. And Yes, you can get Marvin Jones late, and I've targeted him also. Matt knows every time he sees him in a
Yes.
draft, he always scrolls up and not let me look at him. But
Well, I like Marvin Jones. I just do it as a
no, I do
meme
too.
now.
And the cost is there also because with Golladay, you are going to have to take a second round pick on him or a third round. I usually get him if I draft top 3 and get him on that turn in the third round, but I like
think,
him a lot.
I think you nailed it when you said there's obviously a top 5, and then you're going to be deciding between Golladay, Godwin, and Evans for that next wide receiver. So I think it's just you can't really go wrong either way. Like you said, though,
Yeah.
the Tampa Bay guys are fighting with each other over points. Golladay should control that by far. Even though Marvin Jones is good, he should be well ahead of him.
Look,
He's going to get a ton of end zone targets. The touchdowns should still be there.
The thing that's scary, he only had 65 receptions last year.
Dude, he only played 8 games with Matt Stafford.
9. But, or actually, it was 8. Sorry, it was 8.
Thank you.
But he was performing just as well with the other quarterbacks. It's not like he fell off when the other quarterbacks came in.
Well, he's not.
No,
he's
but
not
I
a
think his
volume guy.
target-
He still had 116 targets.
Yeah, that means he's catching half the balls. He's a deep threat. Like that's what.
Yeah,
he's
so I think that kind of plays into the fact that he had David Blough and Jeff Driscoll throwing him the ball at the end there. They're not going to throw very many catchable balls, like as much as Stafford would.
Yeah, okay, I can somewhat agree with that. I don't know. I just when I'm drafting, like, are you targeting this guy as your number 1 wide receiver? I think you have to be because if you're going running back, then this is your number 1.
No, that's what I'm saying. My whole when I do get Golladay in most drafts, I draft top 3. I get a Zeke, McCaffrey, or Saquon, and then on the turn you can get someone who's kind of right there in that range. Aaron Jones, Fournette, maybe Gurley, and then you can get Golladay in the third round as your number 1 because he does have that top 5 upside.
I don't like my number 1 getting so little receptions. I want him to be like a target hog that's going to command a shit ton of targets. He's going to get a lot of receptions. You bring up that high floor with him. I don't want a guy that might score less than 5 points a couple weeks.
Okay, so name someone you would be targeting right there who has the upside that Golladay has.
I have to bring up the ADPs. I don't know. Can you
bring it up?
I mean, I'll tell you right now. Like, I could see Juju outperforming Kenny Golladay this year.
Yeah, but you can
possibly.
Wait on Juju.
Yeah, no, Juju's going a little later.
You can. Okay, let's see the wide receivers going around him right now. Mike Evans, Allen Robinson, Amari Cooper, Adam.
Rather have Robinson. Rather have Thielen.
You're high. You're high.
How am I high?
Yeah, they do not have that upside.
I just told you I'm not looking for upside. I'm looking for a high floor.
For your number 1 wide receiver?
Yes. I'm looking for safety. In the top 5 picks, I'm looking for safe.
You can get safety at number 4 when you get 4th round when you get Juju or fucking whoever knows Tyler Lockett.
Okay, I will say though, if I do draft Golladay, I feel okay drafting like a Juju. Well, I think Juju, you can't really. I can't really say he's safe.
Don't say Jew.
I said Jew.
2 of them.
2 Jews. So yeah, I guess if I do draft Golladay, I'm gonna go with like a safer route with my next pick. That'd be one way I would draft Golladay, but
Calvin Ridley. Go on
I'd
pick
also,
after Juju.
Who we just talked about last? Amari Cooper. When I said I like Gallup more than Cooper, I like Marvin Jones more than I like Golladay.
In fantasy.
For the cost. Yes.
For the cost.
I agree.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not taking Marvin Jones over Golladay. But
no. My whole point is if you do draft top 3 and you get a running back on that second tier, I mean, you could go 3 running backs in a row. I get it. And then you could be stuck with like T.Y. Hilton, Keenan Allen as your wide receivers. But it's basically like Keller said, confirming this. It's Golladay, Evans, Godwin, and then like Allen Robinson. And Allen Robinson is like the tier below for me. Evans, Golladay, and Godwin are all in that second tier for me. Then you got Tyreek Hill, Hopkins, Julio, and Devontae Adams, and then Michael Thomas is in his own tier. He's consensus number 1, but I don't know.
I like
Golladay.
You're saying you're going with safety. I think Golladay is just as safe as Allen Robinson and Thielen that you mentioned.
Thielen, I think, is the safest.
Okay, hold on. Matt, who's the best quarterback out of those 3? Matt Stafford, Kirk Cousins, or Nick Foles?
I'd say Kirk Cousins and Stafford are equal. What?
Matt Stafford is better than.
Thank you, Keller. Thank you. Slapped him.
we're talking about Thielen though. Like Thielen, you think Thielen's a bad wide receiver? He's proven
Diggs
that.
isn't there to take away a top cornerback, dude. Like
I could also.
I don't think Thielen performing is.
I
Like,
can say that
Thielen
Diggs isn't there to take away targets.
True, but I mean, yeah, that's why I'm a big Justin Jefferson guy.
So you can't play both sides.
I know. Look, we don't know what's going to happen. All I'm saying is the talent is there. Like if Kenny Golladay and Mike Evans are like that, they can finish number one. Thielen is not finishing number one. He's past it. Allen Robinson, no way he finishes number one. If he does, I don't even know.
You piqued our interest.
I will shotgun a Helicello.
Okay, we thought you were gonna go. Never mind. All right, go ahead.
All right, Kenny Golladay definitely has a high upside, and he finished 5 last year. He showed that he can do it with bad quarterback play for half of those games. So if he gets a full season of Stafford, we like him. He's our 8th ranked wide receiver, number 21 overall. Yeah.
Gang.